Can I say boyfriend? And my wife. I mean, we were having a party. Okay, all our better halves were there.
Have you done any films that you haven't believed in?
There have been films I've done that I haven't believed in midway. I suppose a commitment for me is a commitment, and I need to give it my all either way.
I think I'm realistic now. Earlier, I mean, when I do bad films like in the 90s, I couldn't watch them
Just
at all.
like hide and
I've
run.
really done amazing movies. Like my first movie, if you see, you kill yourself. Seriously.
Hello everyone, welcome to our show.
Hello.
You've done a lot of films in the rom-com genre in the past also. So how different is a new age romantic comedy like this?
When I was approached for this film, was not too sure about it, that whether I will be able to do it in the way they want to.
Okay.
Because it's, I think, it's very different kind of cinema than.
But we were sure you could do it.
You should. So what convinced you? What is that one thing that आपको लगा नहीं मुझे करना चाहिए?
I just thought that I'll work.
But also people love you, you know, and they're so happy to see you on screen doing...
His fan
'cause
following is
I
so
mean,
huge.
Yeah, because he makes people happy on screen,
Really,
you know,
he
when
does.
you're on film and you're so
Thank
nice.
you so much.
Sir, during our last interview in Bullet Raja, you know, we've spoken about how you were talking about doing films out of your comfort zone.
Ji.
You know, did some films.
Yeah.
They probably didn't work as well for you.
Yes.
So are you still in that zone or are you out of it?
My approach was also like what Govinda ji was saying. I said, let me just work. Let me do lots of work and let's see what happens. And sometimes, you know, when films don't run, then everybody says a very bad idea and a very silly thing to do.
But do you regret it?
Not really, because I think, you know, people say taking chances and things means it's called taking a chance because you can fall on your face also, you know. So sometimes you get things wrong. Tikmanshu Dhulia, I still think is a really good director.
Absolutely.
Pan Singh Tomar is a good film, and Bullet Raja was I think, an interesting film for me to try and do.
Right.
Also, if I don't mean to offend anybody, but films need to be produced properly. I feel we suffered from that a little bit. You need experienced, जैसे बोलते थे कि big banner films run. There's a reason why they're big banner films. So, anyway, the point is, I always knew this film was there. You know?
Happy ending.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I always knew it was a nice, slightly safer film for us.
Ileana, you said how you want to do all-out commercial films, and you did that with Main Tera Hero and Fata Poster. So, do you regret those choices, or are you happy you went out and did that?
I don't see why I should have had any regrets. I mean, Main Tera Hero was a very successful film, I think, for me. And it was an amazing experience, I suppose, working with someone like David Dhawan. You know, I mean, he was lovely to work with. He spoke so much about you, so much. And I think I've seen a lot of his films as well. So back then it was a lovely experience. I don't regret anything. One of my films, yes, did not work out. And I suppose it's a good thing, you know. It kind of, I don't think I needed any sobering of any sort or grounding, but I think it just sort of makes you understand that sometimes, you know, what you think will work won't work, but you got to go out and take those risks.
Right. Govinda ji, you and David Dhawan ji have cracked a certain kind of comedy, which no one has been able to imitate ever since. People have tried, but they haven't been able to.
Because I think the film which we have done, the kind of songs we have got, the scenes we used to get, the way we used to write and we used to improvise it on the sets, those times have gone, I think. That spontaneous kind of things which used to happen. Nowadays it is taken as if it's gone into the unprofessionalism now. We used to go on a set and I used to say, David, मुझे ये hit नहीं लग रहा है, ये चलेगी ही नहीं, देखने ही वाले नहीं है लोग, तो फिर उसका फायदा क्या है कि ये सीन तेरा कितना अच्छा होगा. तो वहाँ से तो सीन शुरू होता था. Then we used to say कि yeah, we have to make it successful. Then that formula is not there. People are working from here. You have to work from here.
I think also when you work with, I've never experienced this really. How many films have you done with David Dhawan that have been super hits?
14 films.
Forget 14. If you do 3 super hit films with a director, your tuning becomes such that obviously you'll start improvising on the set. You'll say, we know what works. And there's a time when it works. Then there's a time when things change also in movies, where things don't work. So you have to keep going with the times, you know.
Ileana, you had spoken about how in the beginning you were trying to figure out Saif.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us about that stage.
It was a fault of mine. I was expecting him to be exactly like what he is in his films. Exactly. It's a stupid thing to do because you shouldn't really do that. As an actor, I should know better. But I was expecting him to be this really goofy, cracking jokes almost every 2 minutes. And he was obviously quite a normal person, you know, serious. He had his days when he would joke around, but there wasn't that comfort level yet where I could just sit down and chat with him until he came to me one night and he's like, why are you so aggressive and defensive? And I kind of got defensive again when he said that. Yeah, I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, no, you're so aggressive and defensive. Like, let's be friends. And I'm like, oh, okay, I don't mind. And that was pretty much it.
So she wasn't so aggressive after all.
No, I think it's important to work in a nice environment.
Right,
I don't like this business of stars intimidating each other or other people. Or, a lot of people have done it. They have this attitude where they love frightening people. I don't know why. I like to create a nice atmosphere where everybody works, in a pleasant kind of family vibe, really.
Right,
so this evening she's talking about, if I may say, her fiancé was present. Am I allowed to say that? Can I say boyfriend? And my wife, I mean, we were having a party. So we all our better halves were there.
Okay, fine.
And it was like 2 in the morning. Okay. And I looked at her and I said, listen, you seem very guarded about a few things. Wonderful actress, and I'm seeing you looking so happy. But every morning, after an evening like this, it's sort of back to square one where again, so, I hope you're relaxed. And she did chill. And it was lovely. So it was nice. And I mean, I'm not like that with everybody. She also fit into our way of thinking and our kind of world. There's obviously you allowed your space.
And how was it working with Govinda ji? I mean, he seems like very calm, composed.
You see a lot of actors at work. I've worked with a lot of actors. There's things to learn from everyone, But most people have a kind of slightly similar style. But when you work with someone as unique as him, I felt like I could learn that, positive energy.
Right.
Like energy of performance, like, to talk and speak and be animated about your expression. The way I think he normally is when he speaks. There's a lot to learn there. So all these things, after 25 years of being in movies, I'm like learning something on a set after a really long time, I felt. I mean, you learn from some directors, you learn from scenes that you're doing, but it's not often you look at a co-star and you really learn something.
Right.
Because most of us act the same, really. I mean, you do a good comic scene or you do a good romantic scene, and everyone's doing similar level of stuff.
Correct,
Nobody's suddenly redefining that stuff. And when you see him dance, you feel like dancing.
You feel like dancing.
You don't feel like somebody's done
You totally
the
feel like
most
dancing.
complex move, or it's the most like I mean, I don't mean to say Michael Jackson or something. It's not like, oh my God. You feel you can also maybe do it, but you really can't.
Yeah, I know. I totally know what you mean. Govinda, what's your reaction to that? That's a lot of praise coming away. And I'm sure you heard all of that.
We're just going to keep praising each other in this interview. We're fab, he's great. Show the promo.
As far as his work is concerned, and I've seen his Hamtum, and I loved his work. He was the best, I think, in that film. He got, I think, आपको नेशनल अवार्ड मिला
जी सर,
Yes.
वर्थ था. मैं इधर उधर राइट लेफ्ट कहीं देख नहीं पाया उसमें फिल्म में किसी एक्टर. और इलियाना डिक्रूज की मैंने बर्फी फिल्म देखी थी जिस वक्त, तो मैं वो फिल्म देख नहीं रहा था. मैंने कहा यार कैसी टाइटल है इसका फिल्म का, ऐसे थोड़ी ना टाइटल होता है फिल्म का. फिर बाद में मुझे मैं सच्ची नहीं देख रहा था, और बाद में मुझे पता लगा उसमें डायलॉग नहीं है.
What does it mean?
तो फिर मुझे ऐसा लगा अच्छा है, अब देखना चाहूँगा मैं. तो फिर मैं गया, अच्छा ठीक फाइन, अच्छा डायलॉग ही नहीं है तो फिर मैं देखना चाहूँगा. अदरवाइज ऐसा टाइटल के साथ मैं ये फिल्म नहीं देखता. सब ऐसा मुझे हुआ. तो मैंने जिस वक्त देखी तो वो सब जो भूमिका निभा रहे थे वो उनको सब उनका बेस्ट मिला हुआ था. ये जो कर रही थी वो थोड़ा ही था और थोड़े में वो कमाल था.
Are you also very critical of your work, Saif? You go and watch your films again and like find faults in them?
It's not, completely critical. I think I'm realistic now. Earlier, I mean, when I do bad films like in the 90s, I couldn't watch them
Just
at all.
like hide and
I've
run.
really done amazing movies. Like my first movie, if you see, you kill yourself. Seriously. Like people, I think Yashji was in shock. He was like, what are you doing?
So do you ever go back and watch your first film too for a reality check?
Sometimes for a laugh, I put it on YouTube and I watch it and I'm like, Jesus Christ, what am I doing?
What was I doing?
What was happening?
Yeah.
So, it took time. But now, I think I'm a realistic, I'm quite a, I don't want to say I'm a fan of myself, but I like myself when I'm looking good and when I'm doing well. Then I say, okay, great, you did it. Because an actor should have that sense that you nailed the shot, you nailed the scene. You did well in the film. You're looking like a hero, you're looking like a star.
Yeah.
And when you're not, you're like,
it's just not working.
This is rubbish, look at you. That I can't watch that for a second. But it doesn't happen so much now.
So this film is about love and commitment, right? So have you ever been commitment phobic in life?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Oh, Lordy, yes. I was, in fact, I remember once going up to my father and telling him, I can't see myself getting married. I can see myself having a child, but I can't see myself getting married. There's something wrong
You
with
must
me.
have loved that.
Yeah, I mean, I would, whether it's adopting or whatever. I think we're in the new age now. It doesn't matter. You don't really need a man to bring up a child. I suppose it'd be great if you did, but I'm just saying. Back then, I spoke to him and I said, "There's something wrong with me," and he's like, "No." He's like, "It's fine. When you want to get married, you'll feel that."
Saif, have you ever been commitment phobic?
I think I'm the opposite of commitment phobic.
Oh, really?
I think I've always kind of worn my heart on my sleeve, and I jump into situations a little. I went through a phase like in school where, I don't think I've actually ever been single for very long. No, I think I'm the opposite of commitment phobic. I think I've always got into a relationship. And sometimes it's been great and sometimes it's not. But I think I like being in a relationship, and I don't have. But people who get in, commit very quickly might not be the most reliable people.
Really?
Yes, because somebody who says, "Oh, I give you my life," very quickly. Yeah. People who take that time because also know what they're giving. They say, "Okay, hang on, let me think about this because it's a huge thing."
I think the thing about commitment phobic for me was that I'd get bored very easily. So I would want to be in a relationship, but then I just get bored. And I'll be like,
then
now
what do you do then?
I'll be like, I'm sorry, this isn't working out. Yeah.
What do you do?
God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I felt back
See, there
then,
you
maybe
go.
I'm commitment phobic.
Yeah.
Maybe commitment isn't for me. Maybe just having a lovely time with someone for a brief amount of time is something that'll work for me.
I feel that life is, you have to.
Sorry.
It is beautiful.
वो मक्खन जो है मक्खन जो है जितना ज़्यादा मधु उतना ज़्यादा निकलता है.
Really serious interview. Life is like makhan.
I love that.
Life is like makhan.
शुरू में आए थे तो ऐसा लगता बड़े गांव टाइप के थे हम लोग. तो कुछ फिल्म में मैं हीरोइंस को हाथ लगाने टाइप पे हाथ काँप रहा था. ये तेरी बहन नहीं है. किस साल का हो गया था मैं when Saloji asked me and that she asked me, तूने कभी किसी लड़की को छुआ नहीं?
She's, oh God, yeah, I can imagine saying that.
या अल्लाह कैसा हीरो ये ऐसे कैसे हीरो हो गया.
Oh God, really?
तो मैं वाकई नहीं छुआ था.
Lucky that's all she said.
था वैसा मैं वैसे माहौल में पला बड़ा हुआ.
This is deadly thing.
Saif, you said about, you've spoken about how this film has the quirkiness of Woody Allen film.
Yeah.
But the other characters are as wacky because these films are like totally out there.
No, because otherwise, see, we make two types of movie. Tarantino, everything a Tarantino film, right? Which is a great insult to our directors also and probably to him. But so I didn't mean it like that. I said this is not Tarantino, this is Woody Allen. Okay? By which I mean, like some Woody Allen films just present life with these interesting characters. And you see a guy's perspective and another guy's perspective and a girl's perspective. And it makes you think that, okay, so, what is it? And it makes you think. So it's similarly when you see Ranveer Shori's life and you see mine and you see what, Kalki is going through and you see slices of people's life, the conversation Ileana and I have, the bizarreness of Govinda ji and my interaction, In that sense, it is like a Woody Allen movie, I believe. There's also a lot of Woody Allen jazz background for scenes and comic scenes, romantic scenes. And music really sets the tone for the scene, So it's a huge area. The background music of this film, DK told me yesterday, he said, don't expect the same quality as the Rush print because we can't get those rights. So we'll come as close as we can. So I remember writing a note to him late at night saying, we've got to follow the same feeling at least.
It's something similar.
Yeah, because it's lovely. I really like the background of this film.
I was reading an interview where you said something very interesting. You said about how you don't like the idea of stardom. What do you mean by that?
I don't
understand
talking
that.
rubbish. I talking shit.
Oh, you didn't
love
mean
being
that,
a star.
right?
No, I did mean it. I think it gets in the way in the sense that, if you've got money, that's great because you need money to be special in the world. The true independence, I feel, is financial independence.
Right,
you don't have to listen to your father, you don't have to listen to society. If you've got enough cash. You don't have, whoever's paying you, you have to listen to.
Exactly.
Right? So that's kind of what I meant. And I meant I'd like to be rich, but I don't want to be necessarily recognized everywhere I go in India. I can't enjoy some places. I don't think Govinda ji can enjoy some places.
Yeah, a lot of places.
I don't think they can't go and just have an ice cream or go and sit and look at something, and you can't enjoy our own country, sadly. So I think that kind of thing gets in the way. I don't want to be famous.
You don't want to be famous?
No, I'm not interested in being famous. I want to be rich and I want to act.
So you want to be a star, you want to act and you want to be rich.
I don't want to be a star. I mean, star meaning I want to be a successful
You want to be a successful actor and you want to be rich.
I want to be a successful star more than an actor.
Okay, successful
Both.
star.
Actor, star.
Actor star.
Yeah.
Actor star and rich.
Rich.
Bottom
And if
line
nobody
rich.
asks me for an autograph or a photograph ever again in my life, I'll be the happiest guy in the world.
I shouldn't be asking Govinda this question because he's really enjoyed like heights of stardom. So, what's your take on this?
I feel that whatever comes to you with success,
Should be respected.
Should
be respected.
you cannot say no because God doesn't give to everybody.
You know, I tell you something. I mean, I met our Prime Minister the other day.
Okay.
And there were thousands of people there.
Yeah.
And I believe he took a minute with every person.
Right.
I don't. That's probably doesn't make sense because it means he was there for 20 hours.
Yeah.
But it felt like he met all of us. So the next day I felt, sometimes people ask for a picture, they ask for a minute's attention, and stars are busy and, or caught up. And they say no. And I thought, my God, how patient and kind. And I felt so special that he took the time to say hello to me. So if we can do the same, sometimes that's all it takes.
Absolutely.
Rather than snarling at the airport and saying, get lost.
Yeah. Pushing the booms away.
Get out.
Get out of our way types.
Or like that American girl who said to the paparazzi, I hope you get Ebola. I hope you die. And then she said, I've got nothing against paparazzi. On Twitter.
Of course she doesn't.
I
Yeah.
hope you get Ebola.
Oh Lord.
But all of you, any Friday jitters?
Hey?
Yeah.
Jitters?
Friday night
Yeah.
jitters.
You get
I'm
nervous
sure,
before
yeah.
release?
Yes.
Yeah?
I keep thinking it's like a party, which you've invited everybody and nobody will come. And it'll be like,
Come on.
Very nice.
I feel like
very
that. But
good.
now you've got him and her and
Yeah,
everyone else. So hopefully they will come.
Yeah. So I really hope this film has a very, very happy ending at the box office too. Really wish you all good luck and thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.